Good evening, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the Shelby County Area Technology Center. Excuse me, my name is Steve Coleman. I'm the principal of this wonderful school, and we are so happy that you can be with us tonight. Tonight we're celebrating 3.5 years of planning and execution of a vision that will serve the students of our county and this region for many years to come. Almost 50 years ago, in 1968, the original building opened its doors, and we have seen steady growth in our population and of our programs since that day. In 1992, 3 classrooms were added, and in 2017, 2018, 30,000 square feet were added to the existing building, almost doubling the square footage. There are 3 new labs, 2 new programs, a wonderful lobby, and a presentation room in which you sit right now. All rooms were renovated with new lighting, new paint, and new furniture. In addition to all this, through a Work Ready Skills Grant and support from the Shelby County Board of Education, our building has $1.5 million worth of new equipment. There are scores and scores that served our students and came before us to make this night possible. If you worked at the ATC or the vocational school in previous years and helped make our school great, would you please stand to be recognized? Also, a huge thank you to our current staff. They helped plan, they helped us move. Some of you out there had to move 2 times, 2 summers in a row, which means they packed every stitch of equipment, furniture they had, and had to move out 2 summers in a row. For the most part, they did it with a smile on their face. They probably have a fake one on right now as I say that. They helped develop this final product that you see today. If you are currently on staff with us and help on a daily basis make our school great, would you please stand to be recognized? Or wave your hand if you're already standing. Last but certainly not least, I want to give a special thank you to Mr. Kerry Whitehouse, who is the Assistant Superintendent of Operations. From the RFP to the last piece of furniture that was moved into this building, Mr. Whitehouse was with us the whole time. His dedication to this project allowed myself and allowed the teachers to put the focus on the students, which we all know that is the most important. So Mr. Whitehouse, would you step in here, please? I know you hate this, but be recognized. Thank you so much. So again, thank you for your attendance. The program tonight, once the ribbon cutting is finished, we are open to mingle, to roam, to see what's new in our building until 7 o'clock, and we invite you to do so. Please remember there's refreshments out here. Take some of those with you. Take 2 home with you, because there's going to be plenty, okay? So at this time, I want to introduce Mr. Ryan Allen, our Public Relations Director.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. How about a round of applause for Mr. Coleman? His direction and leadership of this school for many years now has helped us to arrive at this place tonight. But really, even the folks he recognized, they alone can't have arrived at this awesome place that we're at tonight. So it's my opportunity to recognize a few other groups who have helped make this dream a reality. I want to start by talking about our kids. Along the back row, we have ambassadors, and each of those students represent one of the 8 programs in this school. And as you go on your tour, if you've already done that or later when you do, I want you to know that they have given up their evening to welcome you and say thank you and talk to you about their opportunities here in the school. And so they represent our different programs and are wonderful ambassadors and representative of all the students who benefit from the legacy that is this new school. So let's give our kids a round of applause. Thank you all. So I want to take the opportunity to recognize our Board of Education. Without their visionary leadership and without their dedication to financing this facility and the leadership that they take, it wouldn't be a reality. With all the other hard work that's been done by so many, without the leadership of our board, this wouldn't be a possibility. We're missing two tonight for various reasons, but I do want three of our board members who are here to stand to be recognized. Mr. Alan Phillips, Mr. Will Barnett, and Miss Brenda Jackson. Thank you all. I want to recognize and ask anybody who was part of our Work Ready Skills grant. Mr. Coleman mentioned that earlier. We have $1.5 million that were sought and fought for, and were granted to this building to facilitate it with all the equipment that's in here. And if you were a part of that in any way, I'd like for you to stand and be recognized, please. Yes, stand. Absolutely. That is a huge achievement and a big part of why this facility, the state-of-the-art equipment that you'll see here tonight, was really these folks were very instrumental in that opportunity happening. I want to talk about our community partners, and in a moment I'm going to ask Mr. Phillips to address you and talk about this a little bit more. But we really want you to know that this building is in response to a lot of people's desires and their expression of things that we need in Shelby County. And so for all of you who are part of this community and the partners that we've got, so from so many various industries, we want to say thank you and recognize you, and thank you for being here as well. Lastly, and certainly not least, we want to recognize all the creative, architectural, engineering groups that were a part of building this facility. So if we have representatives from these groups, I'd love for you to wave or not, take a stand and say thank you. K. Norman Berry, Sabak Wilson and Lingo, Brown, yes, they all deserve it. Brown and Kubicon, CNTA Consulting, the Swope Design Group, and Parco Constructors. If you're part of that group at all, stand and let us again clap for you, please. We're so grateful for the work that each of you did in your own individual capacities. We're thankful for the lending us your genius for being a part of this school that we are so proud of. At this time, I do want to recognize Deputy Secretary of Education and Workforce Development, Mr. Brad Montel, who is here with us, and give him the chance to say a few words.
Well, thanks, Ryan. As you notice, I'm not on the program. Ron made the mistake of asking if I wanted to say a few words, so you'll learn your lesson. I couldn't resist. Just so excited about what's going on here. Not only countywide, but right here. I was in this space, I don't know how many months ago, but my, how it's transformed since I saw it last. You know, I think about the challenges that's before this community and our state. I saw some figures not long ago. Over the next 5 years, we're going to need to fill, are you ready, 400,000 jobs in Kentucky. Now, some of those are new jobs. A lot of those are folks moving on. We're going to have to fill 400,000 jobs, about 80,000 jobs a year. If you think about that, across the state, about 50,000 students a year statewide graduate from our public schools. We got to fill 80,000 spots. We're going to have students go to four-year universities. We're going to have students seek associate's degrees. And we're going to have a lot of students get stackable credentials right here. And folks, there's a skills gap out there. Tens of thousands of middle skill jobs going unfilled every day, and our employers are begging for skilled labor, for skilled help. And folks, we're answering the call here. I can't tell you how excited I am and what this is going to mean to this community. It's not going to be long until there's waiting lists to get in these programs. I'm going to tell you a quick story, and then I'm going to sit down. And Laura, I apologize, David, I think you guys have probably heard this story. When I was in high school, I had like two best friends, the three of us. We did everything together. And then when we graduated, myself and one of my buddies went on to a 4-year. But the third guy did something totally kind of out of the blue, in our opinion. He went to what was then the vocational school, and he studied HVAC, heating and cooling. And so we're in college wondering what he's doing over there. And I don't know, a couple of years into college, he starts showing up with a really nice car because he's working full time, he's out of school, he's got a nice ride, he's making money, and we're still, you know what you do, eating bologna sandwiches and just kind of making it in college. So time goes on, get out of school, maybe 6, 7 years later, and the next thing I know, my buddy drives up in a pickup with his name on the side. He started his own business. You know, I thought that was pretty cool. And so, you know, a little time goes, next thing I know, he sold that business, pocketed some money, but he's still working, still in HVAC work. Wasn't too long until he's partnered up with a guy and they started another business. And I start seeing their trucks all over town, so I know they're doing pretty well. Well, about 3 years ago, my buddy sold his interest in that business, and he retired. And I'm still working, and he retired, and I'm still working. And I know that he made more money over the life of his career than I've made. I know that. And so I ask you, who made the right decision there? You know, there are a lot of pathways to success and to happiness. He worked hard, but he did what he wanted to do. And we're providing kids right now with opportunities to fulfill their dreams and to make a life for themselves. We just need to shout this on the mountaintops. People need to understand. Kids need to understand what we have here. I'm excited for what's happening in Shelby County and right here. Congratulations to the leadership and what you've done. Let's go out and fill those jobs that are out there. Employees are begging for us. Thank you for what you're doing. Thanks for letting me speak.
I mentioned to you that our board is here, of course, and they have asked former teacher in this very building and current long-standing board member, Mr. Alan Phillips. I didn't mean that to sound as long as it was, but sir, you have served this district well for many years, and we are grateful for your leadership and want to give you the chance to address this crowd. Mr. Alan Phillips, ladies and gentlemen.
You call me everything but the antique, and I'll take that too. It's an exciting day here, and I thank Mrs. Jackson for sharing she's the chairman of the board, and I'm the vice chairman, but she does know that this is a part of me right here. I don't know how many years ago, it's probably 40 some odd years ago, I taught the welding class here. But this is something our community's got to work together with our industry, and this is where we are. Got Mrs. Goodman to work as partners with our community to bring it in. And this school will be as successful as our community and all of our entities of all of our industry. And it's not only automotive, we're growing larger and larger in a lot of different areas. So this is a fit for many students here in this county and surrounding counties. And I just thank Mr. Montel and Mr. Heiner and them that came by and caught a glimpse of this, and this is what they need. And we'll share this, Brad, with anywhere across the state. It's like, Billy Graham says, God blessed a lot of people with a lot of things. It's no secret what he did that he can do, for others. And this is Shelby County. We don't want to have it a secret. We'll share it with the state of Kentucky. And we've got some leadership here from the state that can use this as an example. And we're going to have to fill those jobs. We're going to have more industries like this that sort of take some. So we thank you all for coming out today.
As has been alluded to a couple times, Miss Laura Arnold is here, and she brings us greetings from as the Associate Commissioner of Career and Technical Education. We've asked her to say a few words as well. Miss Arnold.
Good afternoon, and I want to thank you all for the opportunity to be here today. I live in Washington County, but as I was pulling up and toured the building, and then after visiting with the industrial maintenance students and seeing what's going on here, it makes me want to move here so my high school freshmen can be a part of this great facility and what's going on here. But I want to compliment Mr. Coleman and Ms. Green for their leadership with the faculty and staff here as you all went through this renovation, because I know it's a lot of hard work. and it takes a lot of time to get things the way they need to be. So thank you all for your leadership in this effort. I also want to thank Mr. Phillips and Ms. Jackson and our other board members that are here for making the decision to put some of your bonding potential toward this facility to help address some of the issues that Deputy Secretary mentioned as far as the workforce pipeline. Because you students in the back, you have a gold mine sitting here. There are students across this state that would love to have a facility like this, would love to have the instructors that you all have in your building, so you have a great opportunity. And I challenge you all to make the most of it, whether that be apprenticeship opportunities or going on to community and technical college or bachelor's degree, whichever best suits that path that you choose. But again, take hold of this great place and the opportunities you have, and make the most of it, and you'll have a great future. I also want to say thank you to business and industry that's in this room, because one of our biggest barriers in helping provide opportunities for our students is that employer engagement piece, and we need more employers at the table helping drive what education does, because far too long has education sat in a room by themselves and made decisions about what we think is best for students, and not looking at the business world and asking what do you need of our students so we can help provide those opportunities. So thank you to business and industry, thank you to the community, the board, and then obviously Superintendent Malhoff had a great vision. I know David Horseman and I visited here many times, listening to the vision and what you all had planned to do, and you have done a great job. Best of luck, and if there's any support that we can provide, we're always there to do that. And take advantage of Secretary Heiner's leadership and Deputy Montel's leadership in our Education and Workforce Cabinet, because CTE is getting more attention right now from the state level than we've had in many years, and it's due to their leadership. And I encourage you to continue that relationship and working toward great things here in Shelby County. Thank you.
Ms. Arnold referenced Dr. Nyhoff, who is our superintendent here in Shelby County, and he sends his greetings and regards for being unable to be with us tonight. He has a family issue that he has been dealing with and is unable to be here, but certainly wants to be, and is certainly grateful to all of you for your leadership and your partnership and the efforts that all of you have made. The next part of our ceremony is going to be a ceremonial ribbon cutting. As you know, this school's been in operation for years and years. For those of you who haven't been told yet, that green wall represents the outer wall of the original school. And so everything this way is all the new addition, and of course everything that way has been renovated for the most part as well. And we've been doing school here on that side for many years, on this side all year, so this part is a bit ceremonial, but we want to have a ceremonial ribbon cutting. I'm going to ask our board members to come up and pose for a picture with I've got Bella and Hayden who have our ribbon. They're going to stretch it across. We're going to have them pose for a picture, and then we'll let you go back to the original tour of the night. So ladies, if you'll come in with our ribbon, here they are. Board members, if you'll come up for a photo op.
Again, in closing, thank you all so much for being here tonight. This was a process that took 3.5 years, but like I said, with community support, and when these doors opened 50 years ago, it has been building towards this day for that amount of time. With the wonderful instructors and administration that we recognized from the past to what we have today, in this wonderful building, and the students that you see against the wall, multiply them by 20, and that's what makes this place a tremendous place to come to work to. You see on the shirts, it says it's where you belong, and that's our kind of our motto. It's where you belong, because this is a place of belonging. People come here because they find relevance in what they're studying, and maybe for the first time in their school career they find that relevance. So we want them to belong here, and we want this to be a happy place, to where 5 or 10 years from now they look back and they said, you know what, you were right, that was a place where we belonged. So again, thank you so much for your attendance tonight. We will be here till 7, so feel free to mingle, roam, whatever you want to call it, and enjoy the new space. And thank you again for your support.